Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Allison Fergit. 2 are injured after a structure fire in Chippewa Falls. Crews were dispatched just after 5 this morning. When first responders arrived, they found the second story of the building fully engulfed in flames. EMS crews treated 2 patients at the scene. One was taken to the hospital. The fire is estimated to have caused about $150,000 in damages. No word yet on the cause of the fire. No one is hurt after a shed fire in Coon Valley. Multiple fire departments were dispatched to the fire around 2:45 this afternoon. When they arrived, the shed was fully engulfed. The shed and all the equipment inside was a total loss.
Once we got on scene, I first determined that there was nothing salvageable. So it's just nothing to get excited about, nothing to get hurt over. We just got to put the fire out. So that's what we did.
The fire was started by cardboard burning in a barrel, catching the grass on fire and spreading to the shed. A Viroqua man is facing drug charges after an investigation. 60-year-old John Fanta was arrested after a search warrant was executed Friday night. According to Vernon County Sheriff's Department, methamphetamine and a firearm were found in the residence. Fanta is being held pending his bail hearing.
After a fairly mild end to our weekend, we have a pretty quiet night going into the start of the week. We do have some warmer temperatures on the way, though. We'll have partly cloudy skies out there tonight, but taking a wider view at it, not a lot going out there in the upper Midwest. We have a fairly quiet night with some nice southerly breezes blowing in some warmer air tonight, getting our lows into the mid and upper 20s out there as we go into tomorrow's highs, though. That's when we're really going to feel it, getting back into the 50s after a little bit of a cooler stretch over the past few days. We'll have partly cloudy skies, but there is a chance to have some very scattered and light showers moving through the area in the afternoon, mainly for folks north of I-94. Otherwise, a fairly pleasant start to the week. Here's a look at your morning. Again, starting out in the upper 20s for your low in La Crosse, and then moving into the afternoon, we'll have cloud coverage increasing, but those high temperatures are still going to be getting close to 50 degrees as we go into the afternoon. And Eau Claire staying, bottoming out, into the mid-20s and then warming into the upper 40s as we head into the afternoon. After our nice day tomorrow, though, all of our eyes will be moving to Tuesday and Wednesday when we have a pretty strong spring storm coming through that could give us some heavy rain and some heavy snow on Wednesday. So definitely something to be aware of, but I'll give all the details in the full forecast.
Definitely to hold on to the 50s that are happening tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to be holding on to them for dear life.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Tomorrow, the La Crosse Area Chamber of Commerce will hold its annual meeting to celebrate achievements in the community. The event, sponsored by News 8 Now, will honor community members' dedication to the area. Paul Mueller will receive the Community Impact Award for his contributions in the building of a new hospital, and Deb Stange will be the recipient of the Volunteer of the Year Award.
If I can help other people, then it's more or as meaningful to me as a successful business.
My name is on the award, but to me it represents so many other people to whom I'm very grateful for having the opportunity to work and live in La Crosse.
Brothers Lawn Care Service and Referus Staffing Solutions will also receive awards to recognize their success and impacts on the local economy. Today in Madison, protesters gathered in support of Ukraine. People chanted, marched, and held up signs to show their solidarity with Ukraine's leader, Volodymyr Zelensky. The protesters who marched in Wisconsin state capitol said standing with Ukraine means defending democracy on a global scale.
I think the United States needs Ukraine, and Americans need Ukraine. I think Ukrainians show us what our country has been and can be again.
This was just one of many pro-Ukraine protests across the country this weekend. Meanwhile, world leaders met in London to discuss ways of working together to stop the war. The meeting was in sharp contrast to the dust-up that took place in the Oval Office when Zelensky met with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance on Friday. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides has more from Miami.
With warm embraces and handshakes, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's reception at a European summit in London was a world apart from his meeting Friday in the Oval Office. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer pledged about $2 billion to supply 5,000 air defense missiles for Kyiv, now in the fourth year of its war with Russia.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting.
Stormer said he, along with Zelensky and French President Emmanuel Macron, agreed to work on a peace plan to present to the U.S., which has discussed brokering a deal.
To succeed, this effort must have strong U.S. backing.
Sunday's gathering followed the extraordinary public scolding of Zelensky by President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance.
Right now, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
It erupted on live TV just as the Ukrainian leader was to sign a multi-billion-dollar rare earth minerals deal that was scuttled in the dust-up.
You don't fly, a quarter across the world for a signing ceremony for a deal with the President of the United States and turn it into a debate on American security guarantees.
At the London summit, Zelensky spoke about the Ukraine-U.S. relationship, saying he is ready to sign the minerals deal with the U.S. On Tuesday, the world will be listening closely as President Trump heads to Capitol Hill to address a joint session of Congress. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
A new survey says Americans are losing confidence in the economy. The latest survey from the Conference Board showed consumer confidence with its biggest month-to-month drop in more than 4 years. Those surveyed cited uncertainty over trade and tariffs. They also said inflation was a major concern. In a new CBS News poll, 77% of people said their incomes are not keeping up with the pace of price increases. The Education Department is offering a buyout of up to $25,000 to many of its employees. Employees have until Monday at 11:59 p.m. to decide if they want to accept the one-time offer. The email says the offer is in advance of a, quote, very significant reduction in force. Eligible employees include those who have worked for the federal government for at least 3 years. The resignations would take effect at the end of the month. While helping volunteer firefighters one chicken dinner at a time. Today was the annual Trempealeau Caledonia Volunteer Fire Department Chicken Queue. The event was drive-through only, so community members could easily and quickly pick up their meals. All the proceeds from the chicken queue help the department buy protective gear.
Super beneficial to the department. It's just really incredible to have their support to be able to buy and purchase equipment with the money raised at this event.
The firefighters had some special guests at the chicken queue. A local Girl Scouts troop was also there selling cookies. This weekend marked La Crosse's Boys and Girls Club's biggest sporting event of the year. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater La Crosse hosted its 43rd annual McDonald's Basketball Classic. The tournament is for boys teams ages 4th through 9th grade. More than 100 teams from all over came to the region to play, including teams from Superior and Wausau. While it's near the end of basketball season, the tournament gives kids another opportunity to work on the skills they've learned all year.
Athletics in general is a great way for kids to learn life skills, but to see kids at all these different facilities competing and giving their best effort and being supported by their coaches and also the spectators is pretty awesome to see.
A tournament this big calls for a lot of community cooperation. The BGC worked with area schools to use their facilities and make the tournament a success. An event at the La Crosse Center is helping plan people's big day. Wedding World La Crosse hosts over 50 vendors to help those saying I do plan their wedding day. Booths with photographers, venues, catering, and more were set up to make planning as easy as possible.
Really great to see all these vendors interacting with people and you know, helping them celebrate and plan and get inspired for what they want their special day to look like.
Wedding World has been helping people in La Crosse plan their big day since the early 1970s. Still to come, firefighters battle wildfires raging across the Carolinas. And a large step for mankind, a historic achievement for space travel, all coming up after the break.
Don't miss Home's preferred customer event. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices or pay no interest for 3 years on your favorite furniture brands in bedroom, dining room, living room, and mattresses. Hurry in. The preferred customer event, only at Home Furniture.
The fact that Brad Schimmel supports the 1849 law terrifies me. When I was pregnant, I had complications, but because of the ban, doctors couldn't help me. Brad Schimmel has no idea what it's like to lay in a hospital bed, pregnant and dying. The 1849 law that Brad Schimmel supports almost killed me. Brad Schimmel is too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Home Seasonal Concepts is now open, and right now get a free custom order patio fabric upgrade from top brands Homecrest and Tropitone. Plus, get up to 10% off sale prices or pay no interest for 3 years on porch and patio at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Hey, there's John McGivern.
You know John McGivern?
She sure does. What's up?
I'm trying to figure out which Medicare Advantage plan to choose.
That's easy. Network Health. They have plan options with the Part B Premium Give Back. That's money back in your pocket. Dental and vision benefits, even plans with a $0 monthly premium.
That's what I've been telling her. I'm going to give them a call.
Call today, 833-7-NETWORK.
Wildfires across the Carolinas are prompting hundreds to evacuate. Firefighters are working against dry and windy conditions, these conditions causing fires to spread rapidly. A fire just north of Myrtle Beach doubled in size to 1,200 acres overnight. A total of 175 wildfires across 4,200 acres have been reported. As of midday, 0% of those fires have been contained.
Popping up these little things do, and you don't know if they're going to come and get to your house or the next neighbor's house. It just really scares me.
A statewide burn ban has been put in place in South Carolina. So far, no injuries have been reported. Israel has stopped the entry of all humanitarian aid into Gaza, a move Hamas is calling cheap blackmail and a war crime. This comes as phase 1 of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas expires. Israel says the fragile ceasefire will not continue without the release of more Israeli hostages.
There will be no free lunches. If Hamas thinks that the ceasefire can continue, or that it can benefit from the terms of phase A without us receiving hostages, it is deeply mistaken.
Hamas is refusing a U.S.-backed extension to the initial phase that Israel supports and is insisting on advancing to the second phase. Pope Francis had a peaceful night and is resting, according to the Vatican. On Friday, the pontiff had suffered what was called an episode of respiratory difficulty. He required high-flow oxygen therapy using non-invasive mechanical ventilation to treat his double pneumonia. Healthcare workers at the hospital where the Pope is undergoing treatment made a pilgrimage to St. Peter's Basilica on Saturday. A historic moment for space exploration. Texas space company Firefly Aerospace landed an uncrewed spacecraft on the moon. It's only the second private sector company to complete such a feat. NASA instruments on the lander will collect data for more than 2 weeks. Experiments will include looking at the moon's magnetic field and how orbits affect GPS services. This expedition marks Firefly Aerospace's first Blue Ghost mission. Well, we have more news ahead, but first.
Week, both on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll have a full look at it with all the details coming up in your full forecast.
Working with Maxwell White was amazing. They were professional, answered all of my questions.
I give Maxwell White my highest possible recommendation. Maxwell White did a fabulous job on our shower.
5-star plumbing service done right.
Family of SUVs, proud sponsor of winter. Now, get up to $4,000 in total cash on a 2024 Ford Escape. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
A 7-year-old girl attends a birthday party at a local swimming pool. She's sexually assaulted by a repeat child molester. The monster faces 100 years in prison, but Judge Susan Crawford let him off with just 4. That was Crawford's choice. Now he's back on the street, walking distance from a school. And Judge Crawford, she wants a promotion. Susan Crawford, dangerous decisions, wrong for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up by the fire or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Have you checked your sump pump lately? After a big rain, basement flooding can significantly damage your home. Stay ahead and dry with a call to Maxwell White. We have standard pumps along with battery backup systems in case you lose power. Prevent future damage. Contact Maxwell White today.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
All right, well, we mentioned we have 2 alert days coming up. They're going to be fairly different in terms of the nature of the weather that we're seeing on both days, but they're going to be an effect of the same very strong system that we have tracking across the U.S. right now that will make impacts on the majority of the U.S. throughout the rest of the week. So starting Tuesday, tomorrow we saw was going to be fairly quiet. Could see some scattered showers starting to pick up in the overnight period tomorrow, definitely into the morning Tuesday. Seeing those scattered AM rain showers in the morning, transitioning more to a widespread rain as we go into the afternoon. We could get up to ½ an inch, or even in some of those more southern counties, mainly areas south of I-90, you could be seeing over an inch of rainfall possible, which could pose some concern, especially because the ground is still frozen right now. We had a very cold February, so that frost depth is very deep, and because of that, it can't really absorb a lot of rain, let alone an inch of rainfall. So excessive runoff should be expected. That could cause some pooling and some minor flooding into some of the smaller rivers around the area. Definitely something to be aware of. And then we switch to Wednesday. We'll be on the back end of this low pressure system, and it'll be funneling in colder air behind it, which will promote a transition to snow from rain as we go into the very early hours of Wednesday, possibly into the late night of Tuesday. We're expecting around 3 to 7 inches possible across the area, and it will also be coming in with some strong wind gusts. We're seeing wind gusts possibly getting above 50 miles an hour as we go into Wednesday morning and afternoon, which will definitely be causing for some reduced visibilities, blowing that snow around. So let's take a look at it all. Here's that light line of showers that I mentioned earlier, passing with the warm front. It's going to have a really hard time getting through the dry air that we have over us right now, but you could feel a couple sprinkles tomorrow afternoon, mainly north of I-94. That'll move out of the area quickly, and then we get that first batch of more of a scattered to occasional sprinkle as we go into Monday night. After that moves out, we'll see a short little break. We'll still see the possibility of some scattered showers throughout the area again as we go into Tuesday morning, but it won't be until the afternoon when we see the main body of this system start to move in. Here's those widespread showers. Tuesday, 3 p.m., almost everybody seeing these rain showers. They could be becoming moderate to heavy rain rates, especially later into the evening hours, and then eventually that low pressure system is going to be moving off into our east, circulating that cooler air behind it, and we're going to start seeing that transition to snow. Here we are at 10 p.m. Some of our more westerly counties seeing that snow a little bit earlier. Otherwise, everybody else will definitely be sitting under more of a snow shower as we go into early Wednesday morning, and that will continue on into most of the day Wednesday. So here's a look at the rain totals that we have going throughout the day Tuesday before we see that transition. Areas south of I-90 have the greatest chance of seeing rain totals up to an inch. Otherwise, everybody else seeing 1/4 to ½ an inch. And then that snow total, wherever this heaviest band lines up, is going to be where the problems could occur. 4 to 8 inches, and that will start as a wet and heavy snow as well. That's also where we're going to be seeing strong wind gusts that could be blowing that around. Everywhere else could see around 1 to 5 inches of fresh snowfall on the ground, and hopefully it won't stick around too long as we do have some warmer temperatures coming on the way. Here's a look at those wind gusts. Already seeing them start to ramp up throughout the night Tuesday. That's when that snow starts to transition in. Waking up Wednesday morning, still seeing seeing wind gusts getting up to 45 miles an hour, which is pretty strong for that earlier in the morning, and then in the afternoon seeing that potential for wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Again, that will be happening at the same time that snow is falling, so that could make for some very hazardous travel conditions, reducing visibilities to less than a quarter of a mile at the time. But again, I mentioned we'll have that snow on the ground, but we do have a warm up coming eventually. It'll stay on the ground for a little bit because we could have a decent amount, but it'll melt away soon enough, and hopefully we'll have a warmer spring, a warmer end to spring. I think everybody is.
Yeah, I mean, sorry to the people who like to ski and snowboard. I hope you guys, you've had your time. You've had your time. It's time for us now to go outside, go on walks. Yeah, enjoy the sun.
Exactly. I agree.
Thank you, Nicole. And coming up next in sports, a battle in the Big Ten. Wisconsin hits the road for an important conference matchup against Michigan State. Cade is in next with sports.
Your commute, your lunchtime, your drive home. Is it going to be clear, rainy, or worse? Every morning, I'll let you know. We'll see you then.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Tax refund season is here, and Wesco on Sparta is making it more fun than ever. Dreaming of a brand new sectional or that comfy bed you've been eyeing? Now's the time to treat yourself. Save 20% all month long on furniture and bedding, just in time to make your home the talk of the group chat. Have fun with your tax refund and make your space shine with Wesco and Sparta. Your home, your style, your savings, your Wesco. Tell them Peyton sent you.
When it's time to celebrate, Pizza Ranch is ready. We've got plenty of room and plenty of food for everyone. With pizza, desserts, and the country's best chicken, everyone leaves a winner. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
For over 40 years, La Crosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Cade Overton.
The Badgers in some big-time basketball action this afternoon. Number 11 Wisconsin on the road taking on number 8 Michigan State. Already a tough game for the Badgers, and to make matters worse, they were without starting guard Max Klesmit. Let's get into the action. Wisconsin came into the game at 22-6 on the year. Michigan State 23-5. Just seconds into the game, and the Badgers start hot. John Tonje for 3 knocks it down. Badgers lead. Then just before the break, John Blackwell drives, spins, gets the fadeaway to fall. Wisconsin up by 2 going into halftime, but the Spartans would heat up in the second. Frankie Fiddler smooth with the reverse layup. Michigan State up 3. Then under 9 to go, Jace Richardson, the feed inside to Carson Cooper. He throws it down. Spartans up 8, but the Badgers would claw their way back. Kamari McGee, the pass over to Nolan Winters, catch and shoot 3. Wisconsin down just 1. However, Michigan State would fend off the comeback as Cooper throws down another highlight dunk, and Michigan State runs away with it 71-62, the final.
A lot for us to learn from. You know, we go 5 for 32 from 3. I thought we had some really good looks, some open looks from the right guys. You know, some of that's Michigan State's defense. They've, you know, have defended well for the vast majority of the year. So, but even with 5 for 32, I thought we were in position. And then the turnovers and a couple untimely offensive rebounds on their end.
The Badgers shot just 15.6% from three and got out-rebounded by 11, and yet they were right there late in the game. That marks Wisconsin's second loss in the last 3 games, and now with just 2 games left in the regular season, the Badgers need a couple of wins to hold on to that double bye in the Big Ten tournament. Up next on the road at Minnesota on Wednesday before ending the season at home against Penn State on the 8th. Down a few levels, the postseason is here for NCAA D3, and the UWO Eagles hope to go dancing in both the men's and the women's tournament. The selection show takes place tomorrow. The UWL men dropped the conference championship last week, but they've been a top 10 team all season long and will be a shoo-in to make the tournament. The women's team, however, needs some help, but they'll see if they can make the bracket during the selection show tomorrow afternoon. Yesterday, a few area girls basketball teams punched their ticket to the sectional semifinals. In Division II, the West Salem Panthers won their 4th straight regional title. They'll face DeForest. In D3, Prairie du Chien will face top seed Edgerton. In D4, the Aquinas Blue Goals are 2 wins away from another trip to Green Bay. They'll be taking on top seed Neilsville. And in Division 5, Blair Taylor and Olivia Strum will square off for a spot in the sectional final. All of those games set for Thursday, March 6th. And then in Minnesota, just one area team still alive as the Caledonia Warriors will face off with Dover Iota in the sectional championship game. The Caledonia girls looking to make their first trip to state since 2019. In spring training today, the Milwaukee's Sal Frelick had a day at the plate, 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs, including a 2-run home run. The Brewers would go on to tie the Guardians 12-12 opening day set for Thursday, March 27th, as Milwaukee will face the New York Yankees. Let's go to the ice. The Minnesota Wild up against the Boston Bruins were scoreless in the second period, but Marcus Johansson finds Frederick Goudreau in the middle of the ice, and he sends a laser into the net. The Wild take the lead, and that was the difference maker. 1-0 the final. Minnesota now 35-22 and 4 on the year, holding on to a playoff spot. And in case you missed it, over the last few days, the best wrestlers from across the state took to the Kohl Center for state wrestling. And we've got 2 champions from our area, including Black River Falls' Riley Hanrahan, who dominated the finals, winning 16-0 and getting redemption after falling in last year's finals. And then in Division II, Prairie du Chien's Blake Thierry was in full control. He would go on to win 12-0, bringing home first place for the Blackhawks. So we got the first taste of March Madness yesterday with wrestling. We've got the basketball postseason coming alive. You said it earlier. What a great time this season. Such a great time. I know football dominates, but with all these basketball tournaments taking place, I'm just so excited to get into some bracket making.
Well, and just for high school sports too, it's so exciting to see. You know, we're getting to the start of playoffs for both girls and boys basketball right now. Wrestling obviously coming to an end. Huge shout outs to our wonderful athletes that were competing over the weekend, especially to Riley for winning there for the women. It's so cool because when I was in high school, we didn't really have women's wrestling. I think it's so cool that it's growing.
They're so good now. It's awesome to watch.
Those girls rock. It's awesome to see.
Awesome. We'll have more news after the break.
Brad Schimmel wants to take us back to an abortion ban from 1849, back to a ban with no exceptions, not for rape or even health of the mother. Brad Schimmel, too extreme for women, too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Jolivet Family Farms, known for farm fresh fruit and vegetables, but featuring so much more. Come see all that we have. Homemade bakery, large selection of locally produced honey, gourmet popcorn, craft beer, wine, and cheese, meat and seafood, arts and crafts, and so much more. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
As I deteriorated, I needed something that would allow me to go from floor in the garage to floor in the home. Jason helped introduce to me all sorts of accessibility equipment. I have no questions about credibility and research. Personally, if somebody was asking me, I would say, here's who I would call.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Senior Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Senior Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Can your floor stand up to this? At Sealands Carpetland, we know how hard your family can be in your home. You need a flooring that can stand up to mud, pets, and a crew like this. Don't sacrifice beauty for function. We'll help you find the perfect flooring to fit your lifestyle and budget. Come in and see our huge selection of luxury vinyl and tile. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley, where our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Brad Schimmel let thousands of rape kits sit untested for years.
While rapists walked free
and victims waited for justice.
Take it from a sheriff.
A sheriff.
A cop, Brad Schimmel's too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Swimmers in the Czech Republic were freezing for a reason yesterday. Thousands of Czechs splashed into the chilly waters of a lake near the town of Most, hoping to set a world record for the biggest group winter swimming event. The 2,461 participants stayed in a long line near the shore of the lake for more than a minute, with some braver individuals choosing to take a dip up to their necks. The temperature at the time, 39 degrees. But it was worth it since they shattered the previous record. Winter or cold swimming is a widespread practice in some parts of Europe and is said to improve the immune system and blood circulation. Well, I don't care how good it is for you, you cannot catch me out there swimming in that cold of temperatures. Well, we'll have a final check on your forecast when we return.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Miss a story? See it again or watch us live on YouTube at WKBT News 8 Now.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up by the fire or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Shop Wisconsin's best deals at Black River Furniture Outlet. Find unbeatable prices on sectionals, big or small, to fit every home. Great savings on Ashley sofas and love seats. Style and comfort at a price you'll love. Check out our wide selection of reclining and power furniture, plus custom options from Best Home Furnishings. Experience top-tier comfort with Catnapper Furniture, where relaxation is key. Black River Furniture Outlet, your upholstery headquarters. Family values, veteran-owned, and no corporate hassle. Open 7 days a week in Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Hey, Dominic here to ask, do you love salt but need to cut back on all that sodium? Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing is the answer, and it's recommended by doctors and dietitians for those on low sodium diets. It tastes like regular salt but with so much less sodium. Use it just like your table salt. Great on corn on the cob, tomatoes, watermelon, and yeah, you could even use it on French fries and everything else you love to salt. Be sure to get your Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing and 40 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Get out of here.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Well, another reminder, we do have 2 alert days out for Tuesday and Wednesday due to some heavy rain on Tuesday and then heavy snow and some strong winds coming into the area on Wednesday. But we have some warmer weather for next week, so that snow really probably shouldn't be sticking around too much longer. And 7 p.m. sunsets. I'm looking
I know, 59, and we're going to have, sunny days because of the spring ahead.
Oh,
well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.